Good morning, everyone. HBO here. So, let's talk about, your root. ROOT, your root, where you've come from, your background. That's an example of your local area. Your indigenship, where you've come from, where you proceeded from, and the effect of it on our lives. When God wanted to have a relationship with Abraham, the father of all, the first thing he asked him to do was to get out of his family, his background, his roots, get out of his house. Get you out of your father's house. That's what he said. Get away from there. Now, if you remember, that background was idolatry background and some other things. You'll see that the example in the fact that Abraham took Lot along with him. God didn't ask him to take Lot along, his nephew. He asked him to live with his wife, Sarah, but he took Lot. Now, he might have taken Lot because he didn't have a child at that time, so he wanted somebody to be with him, raise somebody. But Lot was an example, was a model of his background, his roots, where he's coming from. So you will see in Lot that fight between him and his uncle fighting for the land, and then you will see also how Abraham wisely said, just let's choose, you go right or I go left. If you go left, I go right. You go right, I go left. Choose. So of course he looked at which one is better. Let me go for the one that looks, your eyes, let me go for the one that looks better. These are people who don't think about tomorrow. They only think about what looks nice today. That's not our topic today. So your route, as you go on along in life, you realize it determines your mentality. It determines your mentality. It determines if you have a poverty mentality. I'll explain that. It determines if you have a prosperity mentality. Now you find a lot of people who leave their hometown, for example. Let's say you live deep down in, I don't want to mention any names so anyone don't feel, demeaned by what I want to say. But let's imagine someone leaves a village and comes to town. And when he comes to town, he begins to prosper in some way. But say while prospering in town, his mind still recognizes that is poverty background that he came from. He can never leave that background, no matter how much he prospers. Even sometimes, they carry every person they have in that village, bring them to town. Everybody, when I say everybody related to them, to town, but they still will carry the mentality of that background, the roots. It's like a tree. Do you need to unpluck that root and plant another one? No, but you can redress that root. Okay, so when you find a lot of people, when I see people who they say, okay, this person is in government now, or is in a particular public office now, and he stole X amount of money, and you're wondering, even in his lifetime, he can never spend that money. What does he need that money for? Trust me, it's poverty mentality. His mind is thinking of the day he's still going to be poor. So it's preparing for the day that he's going to be poor. If that is the real definition of poverty mentality, that there is a day that person will still be poor. So you prepare, you hoard, you go stingy. And somebody says, help me, and you say, no, I can't help. But why? Because you know you need to find a way to help yourself in the future. Why do you have other people who have prosperity mentality? Because of their roots, does not give them the opposite of that mentality. So you find someone who says, all I have in the house is 1 million. That's all the cash I have everywhere. Someone comes in and says, I am in dire need of 900,000. And you say, 900,000? All I have is 1 million. Take 900, you can go, I'll be okay with the 100. Why? His mind tells him, the God that provided the 1 million will provide again. So his mentality is supply, not scarcity. Do you understand? I hope I'm talking to somebody. His mentality is supply, not scarcity. The God that did it will do it again. Not you are helping yourself that God has done this one, I better be careful with it. No. If he does it once, he'll do it again. So I'm saying to you that you can deal with your roots, with the mentality that you came into life with, and you can stop. You find a lot of people say, oh, he looks at his wardrobe and says, you know what? I have too many clothes. I need to remove half of it, and takes half, gives them away. But you find another person who says, my wardrobe is full. I don't have enough. Let me build another wardrobe to keep more again. Mentality. Difference is poverty or prosperity. So, as I said, it determines your generosity or stinginess. And as I said, you don't have to continue with the trend. You can always redress your roots, change it entirely. If I've spoken to you in some way, please share. Have a good day.